Alongside the ever-deteriorating situation with regards to an impending global pandemic, we have also seen a lot of new mesh jackets in the spring-summer lineup here at Urban Rider. And one of the brands that we haven't yet shown you anything from on that front is Merlin. And as with all things Merlin, you guys are going to really like what we have to show you. This is the Shenstone, new for spring-summer 2020. This is a AA rated blend of mesh fibre on the outside and a Cotec Wax Cotton fabric as well, to make this a jacket that is highly rated, highly suitable for spring-summer riding, but with a twist. So most mesh jackets, what they do is they single-mindedly take on that hottest part of the riding season, the part where even those of us who have a 12-month jacket that's supposed to do everything, it never does on those really hot 20-something degree sunny days. You need something that is single-mindedly vented throughout to let maximum airflow in. But the big weakness there, of course, is that in England you cannot guarantee anything when it comes to the weather. And if you get caught out in a shower, wearing a mesh jacket is just misery on a bike defined. So what this does is cleverly incorporates a rainproof layer inside the jacket itself. So there is obviously the option, if you have a standalone mesh jacket, of carrying separately a fold-away waterproof layer in your rucksack, under your luggage in the bike or whatever. But that always looks a bit difficult and it's a bit fiddly. It's not a very slim and sleek way of solving the problem. This is, and it works really well for two reasons. Not only does it, of course, keep you dry, but because the Reissa Active waterproof and breathable membrane that we have underneath this outer layer that you can see here is also a very effective windstopper. And this actually means that the jacket has a slightly wider degree of applications when it comes to temperatures you can ride it in. So for example, in this part of the year, we quite often have really cold mornings and actually really warm afternoons. And that can mean it's quite difficult. You have to sort of opt for one or the other. If you've got a mesh jacket, it's quite a bold decision if it's going to be cold in the morning. But what this does by having this rain layer underneath it, it acts as a windstopper, and it means that it's actually going to work quite well in those mild temperatures. So very accomplished in terms of the practicality of what it affords us as a rider, and actually it's not something I've really seen much of in any other jacket. So there's lots going on here, and it all comes in at the fantastic price of £199.20. That's a weird price. I can only assume that we are price matching whoever else that might be. But the point is, it's a sub £200 AA rated spring-summer jacket with high quality materials. I'm talking brass, antique effect, YKK zips throughout. You have this Halley Stevenson's Cotec, which is the go-to fabric that the very, very highest premium manufacturers, Merlin included, are incorporating into all of their wax cotton garments to achieve levels of abrasion and impact protection in accordance with the latest standards that you simply wouldn't expect to find on a wax garment. But you do, and that means that you get something that looks really, really cool, a nice, I think, blend of modern and retro aesthetics going on here, and this ripstop mesh fabric, as I said, working nicely to break up the styling, but also just give you lots of airflow through the front. There are other mesh jackets in our lineup that are going to be slightly lighter, that don't have the wax and have a slightly larger degree of mesh on the front, but those would be if you absolutely know you are going to Northern Africa, southern Spain, going on an enduro touring holiday and want the very, very lightest, warmest thing. This gives you just a little bit more balance, and for UK riding, this is definitely going to be good even on those hottest summer days too. So, in terms of the styling and the practicality points, apart from what I've already mentioned, we have things like adjustable bicep straps here on either arm. We have storage pockets with vertically accessed YKK zip and the little overlay flap by the waist sections. And we have these two horizontally accessed overlay chest flaps as well with a Merlin branded engraved logos written into them as well. We have a couple of different options for the sleeves with the different snappers. And you'll be really pleased to hear you get the very latest D3O LP1 level 1 CE approved armour in the elbows, shoulders and in the back as well. So a full complement of the highest quality armour out there. Again, a really good feature. You've got comfort features too, like this little piping piece around the cuff and around the collar. That's going to mean you can do it up nice and tight and it's going to remain comfortable and is the mark of a premium product. As we go underneath, you're going to see you've got this overlay flap here, and then as you go down inside, this is where I can really show you this membrane that I mentioned. So it sits there underneath, also acting as a good windstopper fabric. The way that it fits into the jacket is pretty straightforward. You have these two vertical YKK zips running down either side, which releases the jacket standalone and makes it something that without that underneath, it just becomes that straightforward, typical classic mesh jacket. You do have a storage pocket on the inside as well if you want it, without this inner liner in, but very, very easy to operate. When it comes to the sizing itself, the jacket is true to the majority of the Merlin jackets in our range. That is to say, it fits a little bit bigger than most, and that's usually quite a good thing we find. It actually leads to quite a good size curve. So I am 6'2", I have just under a 42-inch chest, and I fit here in the medium very nicely. I think this accurately fits someone with a 41 and a 42-inch chest, and leaves me to believe that they've sized this correctly according to all their other garments. The flip side to that though is if you are smaller than say a 38, even the small itself might be a little bit too big. Any questions, comments or feedback, as always, please do leave that in the section below. We'd love to know what you think, not only about the jacket as a whole, but about this feature with removable rain jacket inside. It's something we don't see too often. So leave that below and stay tuned for more video reviews of the world's finest riding gear. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.